There's a new way to cheer on your Cleveland Browns, helping your favorite four-legged companion. Barking Backers presented by Milkbone, the Browns' newest club for pet parents worldwide. Sign up today at barkingbackers.com. Barking Backers, the fan club for dogs. A couple of things from last night. By the way, it was way under on the neckties. Way under. I mean, there were a lot of far and away. Though. It was far. There was a lot of T-shirts underneath.
Yep.
That was a big look. Was that?
Will
look.
Levis had a tie though, so we should count him.
And C.J. Stroud. Stroud had a tie. I think all of the Buckeye guys had ties, if memory serves. So there was that. What do you make of? Did you see the Bryce Young suit?
Yes, it's the same.
Who else was wearing
Kelce.
that? Travis Kelce was wearing that.
It's a Dior suit with extra sleeves that are like just sewed on in the middle, and they just hang and flop.
Looks like a breech cloth from your old your Native American days.
It's insane.
I couldn't agree with you more.
It's ridiculous.
Looks like something you would use to fight if you were an adversary for Davy Crockett and the River Bandits.
Yeah.
Is what it kind of looks like.
A loincloth.
There were some interesting outfits, maybe from the people that were sitting next to the draft picks.
This is pretty cool.
There was a
Bryce
little
Young
something
going awesome.
at the end of the
when
night.
C.J. Stroud got
When
drafted.
C.J. got picked. That's awesome. No, sorry, Gibby, what were you saying? I hadn't seen that. That was cool.
That is pretty awesome.
That's really cool. Like, those two go way back.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Bryce Young was at Mater Dei, and C.J. was at Rancho Cucamonga, both Southern California. One is a football factory. The other one comes out of nowhere. C.J. Stroud and his family at one point lived in a storage facility. They got kicked out of their house and had to live in a storage facility for a while. It's an amazing story.
Wild.
Yeah.
There were little things. So when the Ravens picked, the NFL team cam that is set up in that room should be some meetings today. Because if you go back and watch that pick, not once, not twice, but 3 times, their entire board.
Oh, I saw that. The whole board was up there.
The whole board.
It looked like they rack focused it out. I was watching ESPN last night, and they rack focused the names out.
They tried, but you can definitely work your way through it.
Ravens.
The Ravens.
I mean, it was all.
How high was Zay Flowers?
I couldn't freeze it to see it, and but I suppose if you wanted to, you could.
Yeah.
But it seemed like on NFL or on ESPN they rack focused the back out of it. I don't know what it was like on NFL Network.
Who was the at home shots? The people sitting next to said draft picks.
Yeah, there's some
had some interesting attire.
There are a couple great moments. One we won't talk about, but did you see the other one? I forget who it was, where somebody came in and like bear hugged him, and they like threw him off.
Threw the kid off. Yeah,
the kid off.
There was like a younger brother or something that bear hugged.
Yeah, like dad came over and was like, "That will be enough. Get off him. Get out of the video.
Yeah. You little bozo, you." That stuff was pretty good. I had so much fun we watched with the boys. We were able to watch it all from 8 o'clock on, and I had so much fun making fun of the humanity that was there in person in Kansas City, and that was enjoyable for me. And I can also say that while I don't get it, it's a damn hit, man. You have tens of thousands of people watching a human being whose name is announced shake the hands of another human being, pose with a jersey, and then on to the next.
Yeah.
It worked. It's not for me.
Yeah.
But there is a section of society that loves it, and it is a traveling circus that will continue to be the sea of humanity. Last night blew my mind.
Incredible.
And I do think Chris was on point where he said, like, that's why Kansas City didn't trade out because of that, because there's no way they wanted to deal with the boo. They sat there for 4 hours to pick. They weren't going to not pick, even if there was tremendous value in trading out, which there probably was.
Yeah, and they said they're going to stay there. They had a lot of calls. Yeah. Supposedly Patriots, Titans, Rams, and there's one other we're calling to move back into that spot with them. And they're like, nope, our people are here. This guy's from Kansas City.
We're doing it.
We're doing it. Deal with it. And then we can do that because we won the Super Bowl last year.
We won 2, and we're good. And
they kept trotting the trophy out.
I don't blame them.
Why would you? I would parade it. I'd parade both of them out there.
You can't be cooler than Mahomes and Kelce are right now.
No. Kelce especially.
The two of them are just Kelsey's on a whole nother level. And then Mahomes is Mahomes.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's pretty good. I enjoyed it. I love it. I love the draft. Love everything about it. All right, you got a little mailbag for us, Gibby?
I do. You can tweet at the show at Browns_Daily using the hashtag AskCBD. We are back on the live stream, by the way.
Hello.
Real quick before we get there,
Mr. Mr. Segura?
Who won the night? The kid introducing the Jets pick.
Awesome.
Cool moment.
Anytime that
Cool
happens,
moment. It always gets me emotional, but that sounded like they said he had beaten the bone cancer, so I got to feel like better. Like, all right, he's going to be like, this isn't like apex life for him, hopefully.
Yep.
But I got emotional. I thought
he killed it.
the Jets.
J-E-T-S-S.
I'm
I mean,
getting
that's
emotional right now.
nervy,
I'm
too,
emotional.
right?
He was good. He was going a lot to the let's goes and all right. And then when he got up there, money. I'd like to see him involved. He should announce the Jets picks every year.
Yeah, he was good.
I'm going to say this. The Jets are lucky he announced that pick because
Yes.
I'm pretty sure if the commission announces that pick,
Might have got a lot
you
of
get a
boos.
good New York booing.
Oh, yeah, it could have been.
Listen, I don't want to hear from them. They got Garrett Wilson last year. They got Aaron Rodgers.
They got
come on.
Sauce Gardner
Sauce
last year.
Gardner. Come on. Their draft was Gardner and Wilson.
And Jermaine Johnson in the first round. They picked the defensive end in the first round.
Come on. Come on. Life's good for the Jets. Get your uniforms fixed.
Kevin Stoops is first in on the show, and normally I would be looking more for the draft questions, but Kevin, you're the first one
Focus on the draft questions, Gabe. It is drafting.
We will, but Kevin Stoops wants to know top 3 golf courses in the Cleveland area.
You have. I could do Columbus. I can't. I don't have a whole lot of experience in Cleveland.
Probably the Country Club. I love Boulder Creek. It's just going to be a 6-hour round. It's not going to be the shape you want, but layout-wise, if somebody ever took that and made it something real special, it would be electric. And then maybe Sandridge.
Of the great ones, I've only played Sharon, and it's
I've never played
spectacular,
Sharon.
but-
Back 9 at Kirtland is stunningly beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a great track.
From a public standpoint, Shale Creek is one of my favorites down in
Shale
Medina.
Creek's good.
Great public course.
I know the Monicos have a dwelling out there.
I've always been a fan of Little Mountain, especially in the fall.
Little Mountain's solid.
That's a very fun track to play as well. And then out in Huron, Thunderbird.
There you go.
Oh.
Really
What
good.
about, what's the one
36
that I play?
holes.
Sleepy
one on
Hollow?
one side of the turnpike, one on
Sleepy
the other.
Hollow's really good in
Sleepy
Brexville.
Hollow's
They do a
solid.
good job.
Sleepy Hollow makes me hate the game of golf, but
It's tough.
It's good.
Yeah.
Good
Not
course.
when you're the back-to-back Brylow champions. It's not tough. We humble Sleepy Hollow. It's called Humble Hollow.
All right. Looking for some things. Jay Stilson. What do you guys think about potentially getting Chase Young?
Okay, did you see the report last night?
No.
Joe Cena. The Commanders, commies, have no interest
Okay.
in trading Chase Young unless somebody knocks their socks off to the tune of 2 ones. And yet, they didn't want to keep him under contract for
Yeah, that's
a
pretty
5th-year
ridiculous.
option.
Yeah, come on.
It
Yeah.
doesn't all add up to me.
Yeah. Well, we don't have the assets to go get him. I mean,
No.
he's great when healthy, but he just hasn't really been healthy.
We do have the assets to get DeAndre Swift. Did you know that he led the NFL in yards per touch last year by almost a yard?
Yeah.
I'm not sure why Ethan
Looks good.
Rubo, who tweets us a bunch of questions every week, I don't know why he asked this.
Yep.
If you're the Cardinals, do you play Kyler at all this year, or do you just
No.
run it with Colt McCoy?
No, I think no. I wouldn't. I would even.
Really?
I think Colt
Okay, so
McCoy's
this
too
is something.
competent.
This is a
No,
thing.
I'd
So you're-
redshirt it. I'd take the red shirt. I'd go full tank.
Ethan,
So
my
they have
apologies.
2 ones next year already. They have the worst roster in the NFL as currently constructed, or among the worst.
Can we go get Isaiah Simmons from them then?
Sure.
Thank you.
But all of a sudden, like if they get,
Is he
good?
if they're 1 overall next year, they can either take Caleb Williams, which is what I would do. I would just take Caleb Williams and try to move Kyler. Or if they pick 1, 2, or 3, they can trade out of it, pick up another 1. There's no reason for them to try this year.
Well, they could get
None.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Junior. All right, so there's something. Ethan,
No,
my
I would
apologies,
do
buddy.
that. I would not.
question.
I would slow play that injury, man.
H. Snyder, aside from Benton and Dexter, are there any other defensive tackles you like? Also, Mazel Tov to the big Z in the family on the bar mitzvah. Although it was the kid.
It was
I
the
believe.
kids. The kid, but mazel to the kid as well, indeed. So supposedly we had a meeting as well with Siaki Ika out of Baylor, who's 6'3", 335.
All right.
And
That's a type.
Is a big man reminiscent of Danny Shelton, who was here. Which, if you want somebody who can be a 2-down player, this is where you draft them, and he could do that and be a space eater for
Not
you in a
first
major way,
round,
but you
though.
don't do that 10th overall, right?
No.
But Danny Shelton stayed in the league for a long time and
Yeah,
had
yeah.
a nice, productive career because there's a role for that, but that's not a 10th overall spot. So that'd be maybe another name and I know the Browns had a 30 visit with him.
Up next from Tommy Clayco, is Will Levis the real-life Bo Callahan? Also, if you haven't seen, there is a video out there of him putting mayo in his coffee.
So he puts
Gross.
mayo in coffee. He eats bananas with the peel on.
What?
Yeah.
Why does he put mayo in? Mayo's disgusting.
I don't know.
That seems odd to me. By the way, how about this? 6 minutes ago, Jim Irsay.
Yep.
Hey, Colts fans, would you take Will Levis at number 2 if you're on the board for the Colts in 4 hours from now? Go Montana Young as the franchise quarterbacks.
Why would he do
What?
that? What is he doing?
Are we sure it's him in the Twitter world these days?
I just think
Verified and
sometimes-
unverified, and you got
sometimes-
people
No,
running
it's him.
amok.
I think sometimes
He's
people
verified.
Here's the deal. Like, maybe you don't always have to tweet. You know what I mean? Maybe sit this one out from time to time.
How about you celebrate the guy that you drafted last?
Sit it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's the benefit? What's the win there?
Browns Therapy's got a question for us, Gibbe.
I just got to it. Ask the professor, Nathan Zagura. Do you see us jumping up in the second round for a player? I would like that tonight.
I could see it if they love a Jalen Hyatt or a Josh Downs at a receiver. If there's an edge they think is dominant or a Keanu Benton maybe at defensive tackle, and all it would require is one of the 5th-round picks this year that they're really not planning on having be on our roster anyway.
I think that one thing we've learned about Andrew Berry is he is aggressive. If there's someone he wants via free agency, via trade, via draft, he will do everything in his power to acquire that player. So if there's an apple of his eye, yeah, go nuts.
I agree. Going back to the golf, Menudo man. Any tips for a novice golfer who is looking to not look bad at good when his buddies get together in June to hit the small ball around?
It requires a lot of practice. Take some lessons and just
Here's
figure
what
out how
I
to
would
hit it
say.
straight.
Well, yeah,
And
that's,
putt.
That's it.
Chip and
That's what I
putt.
was just going to say. Chip and putt, because odds are you're going to be playing some sort of match, and if you can chip and putt, there's some value in that. If you suck trying to figure out trying to hit it straight, that's not in the cards. Not without a lot of practice.
Rule
No, it's
number
not.
1,
It's a hard game.
ready golf.
That's another great piece of
Don't
advice right there.
Do not be
Yeah.
the person that takes 5 practice swings, that adjusts everything. Just get up and hit the ball. Whatever's going to happen.
I couldn't agree with you more. That's probably the biggest thing. I think most times when you play with people who are really good players, they don't really care how bad you are as long as
fast.
you don't slow things up. I think that's more in the bad golfer's head. Just keep pace.
Yep.
And if anything, go fast.
Maybe look for your ball for 2 minutes. If it's
Yeah.
in,
It ain't
on
the
the
Ryder
fringe,
Cup.
and then that's
There's
it.
more balls. Figure it out. Keep it moving.
Yep, exactly.
I like that advice, Gibby.
Yeah, play fast, man. That's one thing I get on my boy. I get on the Miz about. Miz was maybe the slowest guy at the Celebrity Championship. He's just very methodical. He does a thing where he puts his hand on his back while he lines up one hand on the club, and then he takes it here, and then and I'm like, dude,
I'd
Who
start
taught
throwing
him all
things
that?
at him.
Why is he doing all that?
I don't know. I said, watch me. Did you see me take a practice swing? No. Do you see me doing it? No. Do I hit it where I want to? Yeah. And I'm not saying that's the secret to hitting it where you want
Yeah.
to, but I'm saying
Here's how I think it happened.
that's not going to help you hit it straight.
This is what I think happened. I think an instructor along the way said, you have to do the same thing every time, and you have to do this process every time. And then he made the process. The whole get behind it, come from behind, go at it from the side, line up your thing, get your legs, all
Yeah.
this nonsense.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing he just is doing what the instructor told him to do.
Yep.
Play. Don't get you see it? Put this arm behind your back if you want, get it lined up, and then bring it forward or whatever. And then bring it forward, and then that's it.
Just got to hit
Keep it moving, brother.
Yeah.
Back to Ethan. Which prospect drafted last night has the best chance to win Rookie of the Year?
I mean, as much as I don't like it, Bijan Robinson could.
Yes. Yes.
for sure. And then it was,
Bryce
they got
Young
it.
could because they could go and win that division. I feel like because it's
Yeah, they
so
could.
suspect.
Yeah. Jalen Carter's not going to get enough run in Philly,
No.
which is just terrifying. I don't think Smith and Jigba will get enough.
No,
He
I don't
won't
think
get
there's
enough
really any.
at-bats.
I don't think there's right. I don't think there's enough. It's gonna be a quarterback or it's gonna be Bijan.
Yeah.
Final one from Bobby.
Bobby!
What kind of cattle did you raise on the Ponderosa?
What?
Hereford. Brown spotted.
Brown spotted for me.
Brown spotted.
My favorite one was Little Benny.
Poor little Benny
Little
met his
Benny the Brown
demise.
spot.
Hey, we haven't talked to the Hoff. I wonder if has he done that? Is that all done?
I don't know. There was an illness demise that happened recently on the Hoff 6 beef or whatever it is.
Oh no!
Yeah,
It infiltrated his operation.
just got one young
Oh.
strapping lad.
Oh, you hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
Ops
good.
beef.
I think the Hoff will join tonight's draft show coverage, and he will join us on CBD next week
Oh,
to
baby.
recap.
So Levis was on Sports Center, and he put like Miracle Whip.
Yeah,
in
he
his
pulls out the
coffee
Miracle Whip.
and then stirs it. What would be the? I don't know the upside for someone who seems so healthy in everything else. Because isn't he kind of fanatical when it comes to like his diet and stuff? That's such an odd choice.
I want to know what it would take for Zagar to drink that.
I mean, I've seen people do like a lot of people do like the
Gross.
bulletproof coffee, where do like the grass-fed butter and like the coconut oil.
yeah.
Like there's that people do in the coffee now. That's part
Dude,
of it.
I'm just so out of the coffee game, brother. Like that's not.
A lot of people do that for health. It's got the MCTs and it's supposed to jumpstart everything.
What's an MCT? Sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Do you know what is it?
It's good for your gut.
Let's see.
It's in coconut.
MCT.
So that gets you firing a little bit. Helps with digestion. So that's the operation there. But I don't know what Mayo would help with or Miracle Whip, God forbid. All right, so much more to come. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet, coming soon to Ohio on 850 ESPN Cleveland. You're not going to know as many names, but the pace of tonight is fun.
Let me tell you something. If you're
Please.
listening, listen good. Get a subscription to The Athletic if you don't have one. If you do, get at The Beast. Print it out. Have it handy. Because last night, for example, doing the show, that's in the first round. And you know a lot of those guys you know, but this has everything on it. The guys that are going to be drafted by the Browns, 2/3, 2/4, 2/5, 6th, and 7th, they're going to be in this guide, and you will feel like you have at least some idea or understanding of them as a player thanks to this guide. I couldn't have done my job last night to the level that I did without Dane Brugler's guide, so I thank him for that, and I urge all of you, it is the compliment. Even my dad, the great Pedro.
Great?
Well, he said that he's like, I'm not reading it before, but once I know who the Niners get, immediately I'm going and looking at it, and the Browns. And he didn't watch draft last night. He goes, Niners and Browns didn't have picks. Don't care.
Sat it out.
He's like, Dad, the Steelers. I said the Seahawks crushed it. I said the Eagles. What are they doing? He goes, what happened? I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, what else were you doing?
Is he into the Warriors tonight?
Oh, yeah, big
into that.
I got a 25-minute breakdown of the Warriors and what Looney's been doing and who guys like Kelly Oubre Jr. came in and couldn't play because they didn't defer to Stephen Clay enough and takes a special person to play with the Warriors. And I got a whole rundown.
30-30.
It was great.
Next Level's next. Enjoy your draft night tonight, Cleveland. Thanks for listening, everybody. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.